Rebels, and welcome to my Arsenal end of season review. Now, I've done the players review a few days ago, but we're going to go and get into the results over the course of the season. The good, the bad, and most definitely the ugly with some of the results we've picked up along the way. We're going to get straight into this. We're not going to go with the pre-season games. We're going to go straight into the month of August. And the first game was at Wembley. And it was against Chelsea in the Community Shield. Now, I know this game is classed as a friendly, but it is the first real competitive game of the new season. And of course, we won this game on penalties. Now, none of us got carried away. None of us thought that we were going to go on and have an amazing season. But it was a nice way to start it. Now, we went into the Premier League campaign with the first one of the new calendar. We played on a Friday night against Leicester. And my memories of this game are very simple. I'd spent all summer resting, recuperating, getting ready for the new season. And after these 90 minutes, I felt as though I had gone for a whole season again. It was unbelievable. Went 1-0 up in the first couple of minutes. Lacazette scores on his debut. You're thinking, right, here we go. And then we're 2-1 down. And then we're 3-2 down. And then we pull it out of the bag with 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. And you walk out of there thinking, what on earth has just happened? And it was the start of how things were going to go on for the rest of the season. Next up, we had Stoke City away, a notoriously bad place for us to go. First away game of the season, and it was going to be a test to see how we stand. And we lost 1-0. Now, I didn't come out of this game overly angry because we actually played all right, and we should have had about 2, at least 3 penalties. And we had a goal disallowed, and I think we were pretty unlucky to lose this game. Next up was the real big test. First one of the season, away to Liverpool, and we got battered 4-0. This for me is right up there as one of our worst performances of the season. Absolutely disgraceful, disgusting performance by the players. And it was just something that I really would like to forget. That was pretty much it for the month of August. And then, of course, we had the international break. And we moved into September. And we had a home game against Bournemouth, which we won 3-0. We then start our Europa League campaign. And we get off to a 3-1 win. Performance of the month for me would probably be Chelsea away, where we drew 0-0. That was the first time we went to one of the big sides away from home. And we actually put a decent performance in. We actually had a goal disallowed very late in that game. Mustafi scored with a header. So we could have won that. We finished off the month away from home to Bate Borisov in the Europa League. And yeah, that wasn't too bad a month. We kind of, got the results in there, did what we had to do. And yeah, we moved on. We went into October. And we started off with a 2-0 win against Brighton. We then continued our awful away record with a 2-1 defeat away to Watford, where we conceded a last-minute goal. We then went away to Red Star Belgrade and we picked up an excellent win. And probably one of the away performances of the season was Everton away, where we won 5-2. We went into Carabao Cup action and we beat Norwich. And then we finished off the month with a 2-1 win against Swansea. Now, we went into November, and again, some poor performances in here away from home. The pick of the bunch for me was probably the home performance against Spurs, where we won 2-0, and we completely dominated this game. It's one of our performances of the season. We were very, very good this day. We played Manchester City away from home, and we lost 3-1. And we didn't do too bad in this game. When we went, and scored when we were 2-0 down, there was a moment where you felt we could get back in this game. And then Man City, they scored a goal that was miles offside, completely changed the game in the last 15 minutes. And it kind of just petered out from there. Away from home to FC Cologne, another poor result. We lost 1-0. We picked up a great result away from home against Burnley with a last-minute winner. It was Alexis Sanchez that scored that from the penalty spot. And then a really good way to end off the month would be a 5-0 home win against Huddersfield Town. We then move into December, notoriously a really difficult month because you play a lot of games and they come thick and fast. And we started off with a home game against Manchester United and we lost 3-1. And I still to this day don't understand how we lost because we battered them. If it wasn't for David De Gea, we would have had 7 or 8 in this game. That's no exaggeration. We destroyed them. In the next game straight after, we did get on the score sheet quite a few times where we beat Bate Borisov 6-0. Southampton away, 1-1 draw. Now, my memories of this game was the fact that I couldn't get there as I was stuck in the snow. And then I remember running through the snow, celebrating an Olivier Giroud equaliser with about 5 minutes or so to go. We then went away from home against West Ham and another poor result. Really, really drab, boring performance, and we drew 0-0. We played West Ham again in the Carabao Cup and we beat them 1-0. And probably the game of the month for me would be Liverpool at home. We end up 2-0 down. You think, wow, we need to just get out of here. Damage limitation, because this lot are going to destroy us just as they did at Anfield. And within the space of 5 minutes, we were winning 3-2. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. That 5-minute spell was some of the best football I've seen us play all season and in quite a long time. Mesut Ozil's goal, the third one. What a goal. It's now become a trademark of his where he kicks the ball into the ground to then lift it over the opponent. What a goal that was. But of course, Liverpool come back in the game. A Cech error pushes it into his own net and the game finishes 3-3. We also win away from home, one of the rarities, to Crystal Palace. But then we draw away from home to West Brom. Now we remember that game because the referee gave West Brom a last-minute penalty that never was a penalty against Callum Chambers. Absolutely diabolical decision. We then go into the new year and we start off with a home performance against Chelsea. If I remember rightly, that was Hector Bellerin that scored very, very late in the game to equalise that one. And then we go into the FA Cup, defending the FA Cup. Now, we've been notoriously good in this competition over the last few years. And we got knocked out at the third round by Nottingham Forest. We got absolutely embarrassed, 4-2. How can we go to Nottingham Forest and concede 4 goals? No disrespect to Nottingham Forest, but this is not the Nottingham Forest from yesteryear. This is not the Nottingham Forest under Brian Clough. This is a very, very poor Nottingham Forest side. And we went there and we got battered. We then go into the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. We draw away from home against Chelsea. Very, very good result. We then go to Bournemouth away and we play like absolute clowns again and we lose 2-1. We then beat Crystal Palace 4-1 at home. We then go into the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final and we beat Chelsea 2-1, getting all the way to the final. We then go to Swansea, last game of the month, the day after my birthday, and we get beat 3-1. An absolute embarrassing performance. I remember this game. It was absolutely pissing down with rain. Travelled all the way up there on a Tuesday night. And we put that kind of performance in. Henrik Mkhitaryan had made his debut coming off the bench, but it was just a load of shit. We then move into February and we start off the month with a very, very comfortable 5-1 win at home to Everton. And of course, this was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's debut and he gets off the mark with a goal. We then play Spurs away at Wembley and we got battered in this game. Absolutely battered. Let's be honest about it. And then with the last kick of the game, Lacazette gets put through. He could be the hero, salvage a point, and he puts it wide. Ah, that moment still haunts me. And then we go back into Europa League action. Away from home to Ostersund. I remember this because I was bloody freezing. -10, something like that out there. Standing on sheets of ice. I've never been so cold in my life. It was ridiculous. But at least we've got to put up with that again next year when we're back in the Europa League. We then come into the second leg of the Europa League straight away. And we lose at home to Ostersund. I remember this. We were 2-0 down at one point. Embarrassing performance. We then played the Carabao Cup final. Embarrassing. We lost 3-0 to Manchester City. We were absolutely outplayed, outclassed, outfought, and it was just a load of crap. We then go back into Premier League action, and guess what? We play Man City again, and guess what? We lose 3-0 again. And again, another crap performance. Outplayed, outfought, outclassed, again. So we lose 3-0. We then go away from home to Brighton. Another crap performance. And we lose this one 2-1. We then go to the San Siro to play AC Milan. And we won 2-0. One of the highlights of the season. Great performance. We then play Watford at home and we win 3-0. Stands out with this game is the fact that Cech actually saved a penalty from Troy Deeney. Lovely that was. We then play the second leg to AC Milan. We go 1-0 down and we end up winning the game 3-1. So that ended up being quite comfortable. We then play Stoke City at home. First game in April. And the thing about this is that we were pushing Stoke closer and closer to relegation. They have now been relegated, of course. Unlucky boys. Bye-bye. We then go on to play CSKA Moscow in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Very, very good home performance and we win 4-1. We then play Southampton and we just about get past them and win that game 3-2. Away in Moscow. Wow. We were lucky in this game. We ended up being 2-0 down at one point, but we managed to salvage it and get away from there, getting through to the semi-finals with a 2-2 draw. Next up, away from home, another crap performance, and we lose 2-1 away to Newcastle. Now, my memories of this is that I wasn't at the game because the day before I had my surgery, and I actually don't remember anything about this game. I remember speaking to my oldest son a couple of days after the game, saying, what happened with Newcastle? And he was like, don't you remember watching it? I was like, no idea at all. I was absolutely out of my nut on morphine. I don't remember anything. And judging by the result, I'm actually glad I don't remember anything. We then go into the game against West Ham with a very comfortable 4-1 win. We then end up with a semi-final we didn't really want, which was Atletico Madrid. And this game will haunt me for a very, very long time. The home game, 1-1. How on earth did this game finish 1-1? Atletico were down to 10 men. After 10 minutes, Diego Simeone gets sent off. And then we absolutely battered them. Completely battered them. Lauren Koscielny then decides he's going to turn into Laurel and Hardy. And he makes a stupid error with Griezmann straight behind him. And he punishes us. And it's as simple as that. And that effectively is what done us over the two legs. We then go into a game away from home against Manchester United. We make a whole host of changes. Bring all the kids in. But you know what? We've done really well in this game. And we only lost this game with a very, very late injury time goal from Marouane Fellaini. But I was really proud of the boys for this game because I thought they played really, really well. We then go into the second leg of the Europa League semi-final against Atletico Madrid. And we ultimately lost this game 1-0. Diego Costa. And it was such a crap performance again. Just no fight. Nothing. You would never have thought that this was a semi-final of a European competition. But we go out. No Champions League football next season. It's back in the Europa League. And it is what it is. We then go into a home game against Burnley. Now, of course, this was Arsene Wenger's last game at the Emirates as Arsenal manager. And it was a fairy tale ending with a very, very convincing 5-0 win. It's a shame we couldn't pull them kind of performances out more throughout the course of the season. We then go away from home to Leicester. Leicester that have been getting battered every single week over the last few weeks because they've been on the beach. And we lose 3-1. How Arsenal-like is that? Yeah, we had Mavropanos sent off very early. And it was backs against the wall from there. And we ultimately lost again away from home. We then go into the final game of the season. And it's Huddersfield Town away. Arsene Wenger's final game as Arsenal manager. It wasn't a great performance. But we won the game 1-0. Quite ironic really that we win the game 1-0. You think about when Arsene Wenger took over. and he took over a George Graham side. Not going to talk about Bruce Rioch. He was only there for a year. It's pretty much a George Graham side. And yeah, we had become so renowned with the 1-0 to the Arsenal. And yeah, it's quite ironic that Arsene Wenger finishes his reign with a 1-0 win. And of course, at Huddersfield, the home of Herbert Chapman, another one of our absolute legends of a manager back in the 30s. And yeah, that was it. Arsene Wenger is no more. His time was done. So the course of the season, let me get into this pretty much straight away. Marks out of 10, I'm going to give us a 3 out of 10 throughout the course of the season. The only shining light on that season is our home form. It was very, very good. We only lost 2 games at home in the Premier League, and those were against the 2 Manchester clubs. Apart from that, we were very, very dominant, won a lot of games in all competitions. You know, I see the Ostersund one we lost at home in the Europa League. But apart from that, no, it was very, very dominant, scored a record amount of goals at home. But the reason why it's a 3 is because of the other performances. You look at our away form, 4 wins all season. We didn't win or get a single point in 2018 away from home until we played Huddersfield on the final game. It's been abysmal. Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, absolute embarrassment to concede 4 goals in that game. Carabao Cup, the way we went out in the final, the way we got embarrassed, so poor. And throughout the course of the season, it hasn't been good. The football hasn't been great. It's been very static. It's been very sideways. It's been very disjointed. And I can't wait to see a new era. Whether that new era will be Mikel Arteta still remains to be seen. Maybe by the time this video comes out, he will be confirmed as new manager. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going along with it. I'm going to look forward to it. We wanted change. This may not be the appointment that we want. But you know what? We got change. And we've got to go along with it. And we've got to back him 100%. It's not his fault he's been picked. He's got a massive task in front of him. He's got to fill the shoes of Arsene Wenger as well. And he's got to step out of his shadow. It's going to be, yeah, a really, really difficult task. Especially when you have not managed a single game before. So like I said, I'm not happy with the appointment. I think we should go for more experienced and a proven winner. But it doesn't mean that I won't back him. I'm going to be behind him 110%. And I really, really hope that he can hit the ground running. And I really hope that everyone can get behind him. We're going to have a lot of new backroom staff as well. So that's exciting. Maybe the likes of Thierry Henry's going to come in. Santi Cazorla might get a backroom role. There's been talk about Xavi Alonso. I know he's taking his coaching badges at the moment and whatnot. But that remains to be seen. And of course, we know that Alonso and Arteta are very good friends. So let's just hope that Arteta has stolen Pep Guardiola's philosophy in his handbook, and of course he can bring them to us. So there we have it. That is the review over the course of the season. Like I said, there's going to be a hell of a lot coming up. We've got a few commercials that we've been shooting recently that are about to be released. We're going to be doing a lot of content for the World Cup. I'm going to be out in Madrid for the Arsenal Legends game against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, which is at the start of June. We're going to be going on the pre-season tour to the Far East, and we're also going to be going on the pre-season tours to Sweden. And we're currently penciled in for a game in Ireland as well, but we haven't confirmed that yet, so we don't know whether that's, you know, set in stone or not. But if we're there, I'm going to be there. And then, of course, the new season starts. So yeah, keep an eye out. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment. Let me know in the comment section, of course, whether you agree or disagree, and let me know what you thought about our season. So yeah, I'll see you lot soon for another video, and for now, I'm out of here.
4, 3, 2, 1.